Hello, hi, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another TBR Prompt Jar Picks My Monthly Reads. I am filming this on April 12th, so it is way too early for me to be picking out my TBR prompt jar. Since I'll be away on vacation in the last week of April, actually last 2 weeks of April, I wouldn't have time to do this video. So in order to keep these weekly uploads, I've decided to pick my May reads in the middle of April. Ooh, maybe I should have brought my spring TBR over here too. I do have my April TBR on my coffee table and I will not include it here, but let me go bring my spring TBR. I have my spring TBR here. So what we have here is Tokyo Ever After and then the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. And I plan to finish this by the end of May. We'll see how that goes. I don't know if that sounds doable, but we have another month and a half to get through. So maybe, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I know in April, I don't think I'll be reading any of these books, but we shall see. So I'm going to put it in front of me here so that I can see it. On my May TBR, I am going to have a total of 3 books. The first book is going to be a book club pick of the month on Fable by either Freya or Jamie. And then the 2 other books that's going to be on my May TBR are going to be from this TBR prompt jar. We're in the middle of April. So far I feel like my April TBR is doing well. So I do want to continue the 1 book club pick and then 2 books from my TBR prompt jar. It seems that it's working pretty well for me compared to the other 2 months. Without further ado, let's pick our May TBR using this TBR prompt jar. Let's shake this up and maybe we will go with, oh, this feels like a skinny one. This just called to me. Don't know. Yeah, I think this is in the right direction. So this is 2025 Goodreads Choice Winner. Okay, I actually need my Goodreads, so I do need my laptop. I actually don't know what is a 2025 Goodreads Choice Winner, so I'm going to grab my laptop because I'm filming on my phone and I can't really scroll on Goodreads there. So I will be right back. I have my laptop here. So let's see what is on the 2025 Goodreads Choice Winner. I know one book for sure. This book popped up in my mind immediately, which is Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is candidate number 1. Maybe here. So I'm debating whether I should only pick the books that are on my physical TBR, or it could be any books on the 2025 Goodreads Choice Winner. And this prompt is on my book bingo. So the first book, what was that? The first category is fiction, and the winner goes to My Friends by Frederick Bachman. That sounds interesting. So I'm going to add that as one to read because I didn't add that to my Goodreads virtual TBR list. Atmosphere, I knew that was on the 2025 Goodreads Choice Winner, and that won for historical fiction. So I have that as candidate number 1. I'm scrolling through the Goodreads Choice Awards, and I own 2 books from there. Mystery and Thriller is Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. I don't own it and I've never heard of it before. Romance goes to Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, which I have already read last year. Romantasy goes to Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros, and I have not read Fourth Wing. Does that count? Can I add Fourth Wing? Because I technically did not read Onyx Storm. So in order to get to Onyx Storm, I need to read Fourth Wing. So should I add it on the list? But technically, it's not the 2025 Goodreads Choice Winner. I am not going to add it because technically, I do want to read a book that is a 2025 Goodreads Choice Winner. For fantasy, it's Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. I really want to read this book, but I want to read some of V. Schwab's other novels. So for example, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue before I read Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. But that is something I really want to read. Sci-fi goes to The Compound. I don't think that has ever been a book that intrigued me. So yeah, for horror, I don't really read horror, but the winner is Witchcraft for Wayward Girls. Debut novel is Alchemized by Senlin Yu. Audiobook, we don't really count that. And young adult fantasy and sci-fi, Sunrise on the Reaping, which I have already read. Young adult fiction is Fake Skating by Lynn Painter. For nonfiction, it goes to Everything is Tuberculosis. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm struggling with that word. And that's by John Green. I don't think I'll get to a nonfiction. Memoir, I also don't read memoirs, but that goes to The House of My Mother by Shari Frank. And history and biography goes to How to Kill a Witch. Interesting. That actually sounds interesting. We should just make this easy. So for the 2025 Goodreads Choice winner, we should just pick a book that I currently own. For this prompt, we're gonna move my laptop away. This goes to Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and that is for the prompt 2025 Goodreads Choice winner. I have been wanting to read this. I know my eldest sister recently read this, and some of my friends are currently reading this. I think one of them is still reading this, but my other friend, I don't know if she started it yet. So I am so happy to be starting Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid in May. This sounds so good. So for the prompt 2025 Goodreads Choice winner, it goes to Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Should I read the synopsis? No. So all I know about this book is that our female main character, I believe, has a PhD in physics or astrophysics or something along the lines of that. And she gets the opportunity to work with NASA to go into space. So aside from this being a historical fiction, it sounds like this has a bit of sci-fi and a bit of romance as well, because I've heard that there is a romance, and I also heard that the ending is devastating. I'm curious to see if I'm going to enjoy this book, and I feel like I will. This is one of my 5-star predictions. So that is Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Let's put all my books up here. Let's pick the next one. Hopefully I can pick, oh yeah, this one. So, oh, this way. I think it's this way. Okay, this is long. If you bought something online this week, read one of your recent purchases. If not, read one of your oldest books on your TBR. Did I buy? I did buy something. Let me quickly check. Today is Sunday, and technically I count the start of the week as a Monday. So in the last week, did I buy anything? I feel like I bought something from Amazon. I really hope I did, because I would love to read one of my recent purchases. Okay, so I did buy something on April 8th. What day is it today? April 12th. So yes, I did purchase something online, and I purchased a matcha powder, and that is the Yamasan Kyoto Uji ceremonial grade matcha. That is my other matcha brand that I like to replenish if I run out of the Hanami matcha that I always purchase. So we get to pick a recent purchase. So I just posted a book shopping trip. Maybe by the time you see this video, it's probably been 3 weeks or 2 weeks ago. The 2 recent purchases I bought were Jade War by Fonda Lee. I've already read this book, so this does not count. I have also bought And Now Back to You by B.K. Borson, which I am currently reading. And I also bought The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez. I don't know if I'm going to get through that book before I go on vacation. And I do plan to only bring my Kobo and not any physical books. So maybe I'll get The Night We Met as a candidate. This is currently on my April TBR, and I really do want to get to this. Now, I don't know if I can get to it before my vacation and whether I can get an ebook of this before then, but this is going to be a candidate because it is a recent purchase. And also, I don't know if I can finish this by April, or even if I can get to this by the end of April. So this is going to be a candidate. Maybe I'll put it up here too. Another recent purchase is the Mistborn trilogy. So let me get the Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. Is this a sign? Should I be starting the Mistborn trilogy in May? I don't know. Like, oh, okay. So these were the 2 books. Technically, these 2 are our candidates because these were the books that I have bought in 2026 that I have not read yet. Because technically I have read Oh, that means I can add Jade Legacy too, because technically it's also a recent purchase. Oh my gosh. This is quite the stack. I am so happy. Okay, so this is looking to be very good. Oh my gosh, and I forgot to mention that I bought Atmosphere in the beginning of the year. So there goes my recent haul video. But anyway, this was also a recent purchase because I bought this in January of 2026, which I totally forgot. I don't know why. Now that I have my TBR cart out here, I'm just going to double check. I feel like I bought the Poppy War trilogy in 2025, so I don't think I bought it in 2026. So I'm only gonna count all the books that I bought in 2026. So, oh wait, this doesn't count because technically this is already on my list. These are our candidates. The first one is Jade Legacy by Fonda Lee. Should I be finishing this series in May? This is a huge one too. So how many pages are there? 713. That is a lot. I know I'm going to eat this up because I love the Green Bone Saga. So should I be finishing a series? This is a very good candidate. So I am going to put this maybe as a candidate here. The next one is The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez. This is literally the most recent purchase that I have made in my list. That would mean I have 2 quote-unquote romances, and I might be getting to this in April. I'm kind of torn. I don't know if I should add this. So maybe I'll put it on the side, maybe as a no for the time being. And finally, Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. So before The Night We Met, this was the next recent purchase that I have made. Is this the time to start a new series? Oh, I don't even know. And I don't even know what is in here, so I need to choose wisely. Well, not really. I could just technically pick up the book if I wanted to. Ooh, this is so tough. Okay, The Night We Met is pretty realistic in the sense that I might not get to this in April, so maybe I should just add it to my May TBR. That would be realistic, but should I challenge myself? I think I should challenge myself. So I'm not going to include this. So this is going to be put away, even though this is literally the definition of what the prompt says, which is read one of your recent purchases. But because I want to challenge myself, I'm not going to add this. Now it's going to be between, oh, I feel like this is deja vu. So it's between finishing a series or starting a series. Reading one of my recent purchases, that would mean that this was more recent than this. So technically, I should be reading this. But they're technically recent purchases. It didn't say the most recent purchases, one of your recent purchases. So I have the option to choose this. So whether I want to end a series or start a series. May, okay. I feel like I am going to be quite busy in May, and it would be great if I can read something that is fast-paced and something that I would be hooked. Now, those are the 2 things. This one I know is going to be so good. I already love the first 2, so imagine the 3rd one. I already know that I'm going to love this, or I've heard only good things about this book. So I want to dip my toe into this world. If I don't put this on my May TBR, when am I going to pick this up? Because I have been a bit intimidated to complete the series because number 1, I don't want to end the series. And number 2, it's a chunky one. Or I should read Mistborn, but I can see myself picking this at any point in time because it doesn't seem to be daunting at all. There's like 500 pages, but this is a tall book compared to this. So I would say these are technically going to be the same number of pages. So I'm going to think about whether I'm going to be busy in May or not. So, and what videos am I filming in May? Let's see what is calling to me. I feel like Jade City is just calling to me to be on a TBR because if I don't put it on a TBR, I will not pick it up, which is odd because I don't know why I wouldn't want to pick it up. And I would be finishing a series. Or should I read Mistborn? I heard this is quite easy to read, and I'm looking at the words and it's kind of squished together. I don't know why I'm struggling so hard. I don't even remember what I did in my previous months because I know I had to pick between starting a series or finishing a series. Finishing a series, starting a series. I think I'm gonna go with Jade Legacy by Fonda Lee. I feel like I know I'm going to love this book, and I am coming from vacation, so I want to try to avoid being in a reading slump. I'm not saying that Mistborn is going to put me in a reading slump, but I feel like Jade Legacy, I already know the world, let's finish off the world. Whereas starting a new series, I want to take my time with it. So, I mean, technically I could pick this up if I finish my May TBR, which so far my track record isn't looking too great, but yeah. This could be an option for the future. I've decided. For this prompt, if you bought something online this week, read one of your recent purchases. If not, read one of your oldest books on your TBR. This goes to Jade Legacy by Fonda Lee. So these are the books that are going to be on my May TBR. It is a very blue stack. For the prompt 2025 Goodreads choice winner, we have Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And then for the prompt of if you bought something online this week, read one of your recent purchases. If not, read one of your oldest books on your TBR. This goes to Jade Legacy by Fonda Lee as one of my recent purchases. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.